we have looked into this situation, except I am a pastor today by the grace of God, and a general overseer for that matter. And I can tell you with all honesty that even God Almighty did not make Nigeria one. No, it was the colonial master that forced us together, and the military came and reinforced it. Except we untie ourselves, we are going to be playing. It's going to be a long night.
Good morning, everyone. This is Thursday, the first day of January 2026. Happy New Year to you all. Yesterday in the midnight, a call came that the residents of Ipob community in our local government area of Ondo State were fleeing their homes. So we asked, what is the reason? What is the problem? Why are people fleeing their homes? We were made to understand that the Islamic State of West African province visited their community, and they went directly to the police station there and burned the building completely down. The videos of the assault has been circulating on the Nigerian internet space. This is a New Year tragedy. A lot of these attacks were planned during the Christmas period, but because of the threat from the United States, they couldn't carry it out. So it's like they shifted everything to the New Year. As I speak to you, not only on Ondo State, from across the Nigeria, there was an assault yesterday by this sect of terrorists. Anytime you hear about the attack of these people, anytime you hear that they are carrying out, all these their modus operandi, because anywhere they come that they want to start attacking consistently. I repeat, anywhere these people entered and they want to start attacking consistently, the first thing they do is to go to vigilante people or go to like Amotokun people or go to the police station. Like they look for the stronghold. Who can reinforce if we attack these people? Now, as they have attacked police station, I'm telling you how these people operate. I have studied them for long. They are going to give like 3 weeks. It seems that everything has calmed down. Before you know the bomb market, they will continue. This is just the way they operate. So it's not something that is hidden. So it's very unfortunate. Now, let me take you back to the video I made the day before yesterday. 2 days ago, I reported about 39 persons, 39 terrorists, ISWAP terrorists that were intercepted. Not intercepted, they were captured in the forest by Amotokun. I read the comments from my fans on that video. A lot of them were saying, what is Amotokun waiting to just shoot them and kill them? Because Amotokun said they are going to profile them, arrest the ones they are going to arrest, and send the rest back to the north. And these people confessed that the reason why they are in Ondo State Forest is because of the heat of the bomb that they used to attack them from the northern Nigeria. You know what that means? It means that these people have accepted that they are terrorists. They are fleeing from American assault from Sokoto State. So I don't think that there is any need at all to allow these people to go. But that was a deceptive analogy from these people. They just try to deceive their Motokuns. Now, I made a statement. I said for them to capture these 39 people, meaning there are a lot of them in the bush already. A lot of them. Okay, and that is the reality we are seeing today. They have started attacking. They went straight to the police station and attack, putting panic on the community. As of the time of receiving this report in the midnight, they told me that the community residents are fleeing. This is what they want. Empty these communities. If they can empty the community, they occupy it. They will start spreading it, if maybe the community couldn't resist them, probably they will just strike a peace deal. Sometimes it's funny what is going on. And I made a video yesterday again telling you that nothing is going to change. Not because I'm negative. No, I'm not negative. I'm a kind of person that is real. Like, I don't like dash hope. I don't like fake things. I talk about reality, what is on ground. So yesterday I was talking about nothing is going to change in this 2026. And the only hope people have is US intervention. Because someone who is sponsoring insecurity cannot fight the same insecurity. They may claim to be fighting it. They may bomb some areas. But know that these bombings are not the problem. The bombings are not the problem. All those things are not the problem. Because someone in the Senate, in the governorship seat, in the Aso are there financing these people. So bombing alone wouldn't stop this issue. But what I want to draw your attention to is this. If US strike, everybody panics. But if Nigerian Air Force or Nigerian soldiers, if they strike, like nobody value it, does that mean that there is something they are not telling us? Even at the threat of US, everybody were shaking. Anyway, this January, more are going to come. A lot of things are going to happen from this January, and I will be keeping you updated. Now, let us look into this article that says that terrorist attack burned down police station in Ondo community on New Year's Day. Now, this is the story. Residents of Ibele community in Owo, local government area of Ondo State, were thrown into panic on Thursday after a suspected terrorist attack and set a police station in the area ablaze. The attack occurred in the early hours of January 1st, 2026, with the assailants targeting the police facility and burning it down during the assault. However, the incident has forced many residents to flee their homes and go into hiding as fear spread across the community. A video obtained showed the police station engulfed in flames while several vehicles parked within the premises were also set ablaze. So, the issue that happened in Ondo State is condemnable and it shouldn't have happened. How many years? This is 2026. So, how many years, how many months are we going to continue like hearing this report of attack? Today attack, tomorrow attack, next tomorrow attack. Like, how long is it going to continue? This is a call for people to face reality in 2026. And that was the video I made yesterday. I said in this 2026, people should learn how to face the reality. We are endangering ourselves for not facing the reality, thinking that someone will just come out and solve this problem. This problem will not be solved. I want you to remember what is going on from across the world. This is a global problem. It's not just a Nigerian problem. It is a global problem. It is happening in UK. It's happening in European Union. It is happening in Asia, in America, everywhere. This is a global problem. These people want to go to any place and take dominion. They want to go to any place and just take over the place. This is what they want. Don't forget that anytime you hear about attack, ask this question. I'm repeating it again. Anytime you hear about this attack, ask questions. What do they actually want? And this is a question nobody's asking. Even people who are telling you that, oh, Donald Trump should not come, we will do this, we will do. What do they want? What do they actually want? These people want a Sharia state. These people want an Islamic state. That is what they want. So either you like it or you don't like it. This is what they want. And people in government are supporting them because there are some people that have the same ideology with these people. But it's unfortunate.
So my next question is that, so what are we supposed to do? So now we've been independent for 65 years, Pastor.
Yes.
Yes. So can we still be holding, the British folks responsible for what has happened to us?
Mr. Alaulu, you and I have just said, once the foundation is wrong, there is nothing you build on it that will stand. We've been independent now for 65 years.
Yes.
If we continue this way for the next 65 years, we will still be like this.
Mm.
When a train derails, it doesn't just go running in the bush. Nothing makes a wrong right until you correct it.
Mm.
That's why I believe that what the patriots are saying, the Chief Emeka Yauko and co. That's the way. This one, we are just buying time. We are just frustrating ourselves. We don't trust ourselves. Mr. Alaulu, we could be one country, but we are not one nation.
Mm.
Every time I see you and your guests, I see Okimbaloye, I see many of you. Anytime anyone begin to say, we are a nation, I tune off.
Mm.
We are not a nation. We could be a country. I mean, we could agree to live together, which was what the original constitution was all about, federalism. It is good to be together for size, for economy, for military power. But to say that, look, Google, again, I'll be asking you to do a lot of Google and find out the meaning of a nation. A nation is a community of people with the same ancestry, the same tradition, the same culture, the same value system, the same vision, the same mission. Laulu, and with that, we were different nations hidden kingdoms before the British came to colonize us and forced us together in an amalgamation of evil. And you know that we were amalgamated for their own commercial purposes. And when the military came, they entrenched that modernization. They entrenched it on us.
So since it's your first time on Inside Sources, I'm going to ask you my custom question. If you look at where Nigeria is today, do you think that we are heading in the direction of that greatness that many of us believe is the destiny of our country?
Not at all. We are heading in the wrong direction. We are taking one step forward and 10 steps backward. We are not heading in the right direction at all. This was not the dream of the forefathers of Nigeria.
So what do you think is wrong with the direction that we are taking now, and what can we do to fix it?
Our problem as a country is foundational. Nigeria problem is foundational, is fundamental. The scripture says, if the foundation is wrong, what can the righteous do? Nigeria was structured to fail ab initio. From the British colonial masters, I always ask people, Google and search for Mr. Harold Smith's confession on Nigeria. I'm sure you must have also done that before.
Yes.
That old man who said his conscience can't let him rest and go to his grave, and confess how the British colonial master mandated the British officers that were here, and he was one of them, to make sure that the power, now two things, the census was corrupted, manipulated, and given the largest population to the north, and that the headship, the election of 1959 prior to the independence should go to the north. It was a special directive from the Home Office. So from the beginning, the country was handed over to the north. And that is the basis of our problem. And if you go back to history, the founding fathers, Chief Obafemi Awolowo of blessed memory, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, and Sir Ahmadu Bello. You know, Nigeria was a negotiated country. And what was negotiated was a federal structure. Even then, Chief Obafemi Awolowo said the statement is an evergreen statement, and Nigeria is a mere geographical expression. And Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe said, look, we are the same. We could run together. And you remember what Sir Ahmadu Bello said? He said, no, we are not the same. You are an Igbo from the east, a Christian. I am a Fulani, a Muslim from the north. That we are different. We can only manage our differences. It is that differences we mismanage. When the coup of 1966 came and suspended the federal constitution and slammed on us the unitary system, which we are still battling with today. What we call constitution today is not the Nigerian constitution. It's a unitary system, military decree, which we are lying to ourselves about. So the problem of Nigeria is foundational. And until we return to who we were before the military intervention, we will not get ourselves right.
Excellent point, Pastor. And I'm very glad that you've also come in touch with what Harold Smith said. I had a guest about a couple months ago who actually met Mr. Smith, recorded him on video in London, and you know they put out his book. So everything that you've said about him is very correct. As a matter of fact, why those Nigerian nationalists were meeting in London, their hotel rooms were bugged. They bugged their hotel rooms. They were monitoring them. So clearly, so clearly the foundation was very shaky. But even then, we ourselves now, when we took over, we made the situation worse by the breakdown of law and order that led to civil war and then eventual military. So my next question is that, so what are we supposed to do? So now we've been independent for 65 years, Pastor. So can we still be holding, the British folks responsible for what has happened to us?
Mr. Laulu, you and I have just said, once the foundation is wrong, there is nothing you build on it that will stand. We've been independent now for 65 years. If we continue this way, for the next 65 years, we will still be like this. When a train derails, it doesn't just go running in the bush. Nothing makes a wrong right until you correct it. That's why I believe that what the patriots are saying, the Chief Emeka Yauko and co, that's the way. This one, we are just buying time, we are just frustrating ourselves. We don't trust ourselves. Mr. Laulu, we could be one country, but we are not one nation. Every time I see you and your guests, I see Okimbaloye, I see many of you, anytime anyone begin to say, we are a nation, I tune off. We are not a nation. We could be a country. I mean, we could agree to live together, which was what the original constitution was all about, federalism. It is good to be together for size, for economy, for military power. But to say that, look, Google, again, I will be asking you to do a lot of Google and find out the meaning of a nation. A nation is a community of people with the same ancestry, the same tradition, the same culture, the same value system, the same vision, the same mission. Laulu, and with that, we were different nations, different kingdoms before the British came to colonize us and fought us together in an amalgamation of evil. And you know that we were amalgamated for their own commercial purposes. And when the military came, they entrenched that modernization. They entrenched it on us. Don't forget that the military were on us for about 33 years. It was a whole generation. And when you look at the military general, from Murtala Mohammed to late Muhammadu Buhari, to late, not late, to Ibrahim Badamasi, to Abacha, to Absalam Abubakar. Those were the main military powers that ruled over us, apart from the 2.5 years of Obasanjo after the death of...
and then General Gowon.
General Gowon that started it. But you see that after Gowon, all the other... And of course, you know, in the military, it is obeys the last command. And look at those generals I mentioned. They were all Muslim Fulanis from the north. So they took time to entrench Nigeria and gave it to the north. And when I say the north, gave it to the Fulanis. That is the truth. It may be a very hard truth to say, but that is the truth. And except we go to the truth and find out this is our situation, what can we do? Then we will continue to just be in vicious cycle. So Nigeria we have been entrenched in an unending crisis. And if you know the history of the Fulanis, you know, an invasion. Usman Dan Fodio invaded the north, subdued the Hausas. The Hausa is a subdued nation. Now, there is no major city in the north where you don't have an emir. And go and find out, sir, there is no Hausa emir. They are all Fulani emirs. And what is the problem we are having today? This insurgency, this crisis, is it not the headers, the Fulanis, extremists? It is all tied together. We will have peace and have progress if we return to what we were before their intervention. So saying we've been long, why should we keep on blaming the British? It is the foundation they have laid that we are still on. And nothing will make a wrong right until you correct.
I agree with you, Pastor. I was trying to say that we have had enough time to fix our problem. That was the point I was trying to make. you know, which is why I will now ask you that. So what should we do?
There is no amount. What can we do? What can we do if we don't fix it from the foundation? There is no. I've listened to so many arguments on TV. I just say no. We have to go back. Once you have a foundation, a structural failure, it's different from when one window pane is broken, you change it. Your plumber, the WC is broken, you call the plumber to fix it. But when it's a structural failure, you have to go to the foundation. That's why all these constitutional amendments, you can't amend the lie. We're just wasting time and buying time. You can't amend the lie. I want to ask you, where did we sit down to make Nigeria 36 states with Abuja as the capital? Where did we sit down? The country that was negotiated was 3 regions: the North, the West, the East. 1963, by plebiscite, Midwest came. Where did we sit down and draw the boundary and then gave 19 states to the North, 774 local government, majority to the North, 8,800 ward, majority to the North? Look, there is no bill that can pass in that National Assembly if the North does not say so. Because the North, as we have it today, is the kingmaker. I don't hate the North. I love the Hausas. I love the Fulani, but we must tell the truth. So anybody that is talking about fixing Nigeria, that is overlooking the foundation and is saying, let's just go. It's not possible. It's not possible. That's why I refer you to the Patriot and some other a good Nigeria that I say, look, we have looked into this situation, except I am a pastor today by the grace of God, and a general overseer for that matter. And I can tell you with all honesty that even God Almighty did not make Nigeria one. No, it was the colonial master that forced us together, and the military came and reinforced it. Except we untie ourselves, we are going to be played. It's going to be a long night.